everybody, Avana Intuitive here for our weekend energy reading for September 12th, 2025. As always, this is for entertainment purposes only. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for my new subscribers. It's very nice to see a few new people here. I love that. For this weekend energy reading, I'm using these Angel Tarot cards by Radleigh Valentine. I'm going to pull a clarifying card from the 22 the 22 Archangels Oracle by Kyle Gray. And then I am going to do our 3-card pick using the Archangel Power Tarot cards by Radleigh Valentine. These decks are like my go-to decks, and I love that. And well, the Radleigh Valentine one, the Kyle Gray one, I don't use that often because that is, just a 22-card deck. That's an Archangel Oracle deck. But anyway, that all being said, I'm shuffling these cards. Let's see what we get for the weekend energy for September 12th, 2025. Let's see what we get for the weekend energy for the reading for this weekend. And, we'll go from there, right? Let's see what we get. A couple more shuffles. Okay, that card, actually, you know what? 3 cards flew out. And I'm going to take these 3 cards because they flew out and they just flew out in the whole group. So here we go. I got the 8 of Earth. And it says, skilled work is rewarded, learning all there is to know about a topic, getting back to school. Okay, I think that's for some of us. We're all getting back into that groove of school and, trainings and things like that. I then got this 5 of Water card. I love that, 5 of Water. And it says, things not turning out the way you'd hoped, not seeing the positive in a situation and crying over spilled milk. Then the 3 of Fire card. And it says, abundance. Things look very good. Have patience at this time. Making long-term plans. I love that. Okay, so we kind of went over that before I picked let me pick my clarifying card here in the 22 Archangels deck. And then, so those, we're going to talk about those, and those are, it's kind of like opposites. One says things not working out. One card says things not working out. The other one says things are working out. So let's see what we get. And then we get for our clarifying card, Orion, and this is Manifestation Vortex. Focus your energy with unwavering faith to manifest the outcome you require. I think that's interesting because, look at how it matches wow, that's pretty cool. It's like it all matches. It's not the outcome you desire. It's the outcome you require. That just kind of jumped out at me like, it's not desire. It's what do I require? How do I require this to work out, right? Very interesting. So we have this 8 of Earth, getting back to work, right? We're getting down to brass tacks, I just heard. We're getting back to work, moving forward, taking the classes we need to take. I just heard we're just seatbelting ourselves in, right? It's that time of year. We're seatbelting ourselves in back into going to work, doing what we need to do, getting back to school. But then we kind of are like, things aren't really maybe as I had hoped, right? Some of this isn't like, is this the degree I really want? Are these the classes I really want to take? Are these the people I really want to have on my team here for my school project? Is this, whatever it is. And I'm saying school things, but it can be anywhere in life, But focusing on what's standing, right? Yes, there are some cups that have fallen over. It's true. It's like getting back into the groove. And there's some cups that have fallen over, but there's 2 cups standing, focusing on what you have in life, which reminds me of a story. I'm going to share it for one quick moment here. When I was working on my master's degree, I have an MBA. When I was working on that, I did it for 4 years part-time. I didn't go in the summer, but I did it. That's why I worked. So you know what? I took it over. I did it. It was a 2-year program, but I did it for 4 years, and I did it for part-time. And I didn't take any classes in the summer. So I remember I had 2 years under my belt, and I was in the elevator. It was September. We were starting the new year, right? I have 2 years. I'm literally halfway done with my MBA, and I'm riding up in the elevator after work with my books. I was in a high-rise building at that time because I was down, living in a big city. And so I'm riding up in the elevator, and I thought, what I just went through that 2 years, I have to do that again. That 2 years that I went through, I have to go back and do it again. Like, I have 2 years ahead of me. I'm right in the middle. And I thought, you know what? You can just push this elevator. When it gets to my floor, you can push it to go back down to like the first floor, get in your car, go home, be done. And because I just thought, I don't know, I just got through 2 years. I don't know how I'm going to get through another 2 years of this. And then I thought, well, the only issue is in 2 years, it's going to go fast. And I'm going to say, why didn't I finish my MBA? I was halfway done with it. So all I remember is I got off the elevator, I went to class, and didn't think about it ever again, to be honest with you. I think this is the first time in a long time I've actually thought about that story. But that, you know what? We're not seeing the positive in the situation maybe with this Five of Water card. Having gratitude. Listen, I have 2 years ahead of me, but I have 2 years done. 2 years is going to go fast, you know? So now here we are. I finished it. I have my MBA. And not only that, that was like 40 plus years ago. Yeah, I know that's hard to believe. Let's say 35 years ago, maybe make me feel a little bit younger and a little bit better. And you know what? That time went so fast. I can't believe it. So then we have this five. So what I'm saying is, you know, sometimes we look at the negative part of things when we really need, I have 2 years ahead of me. Yeah, but you have 2 years under your belt, right? So focusing on the positive. And then, of course, this Three of Fire card comes up in the outcome, which is abundance. Things look very good. Have patience at this time and making long-term plans, right? Moving forward. And then this clarifying card, moving forward and just saying, you know what, whatever it is, I'm going to make these long-term plans. Yeah, we have this moment where we doubt ourselves, where others doubt us, right? No doubt, others doubt us, and we doubt ourselves. But you know what? Knowing that, hey, I'm solid, I got this, I'm moving forward, and here we go. And then I love this clarifying card, Orion, which is, again, focus your energy with unwavering faith to manifest the outcome you require. This is what I'm requiring. If you can laser focus in on that, of course, I think it's important we're always flexible, okay? But on the other hand, if you can laser focus on the outcome you require, not desire, but require, two different words there, you know what, you can move forward. You know, we always can manifest what we need without hurting ourselves or hurting others. Not what we want. I'm not saying we're going to manifest everything we want. We can manifest what we need to, you know, put our dream, to put our authentic self, to create the authentic self in our world that we want. We can always focus on that, right? And again, moving forward, we have this beautiful manifestation vortex energy with Orion. And yeah, I just think this is kind of the weekend, making us kind of step back and question, are we on the right path? Who is my true authentic self, and what do I need to do to create that? And that may not be something that gets created in a minute, my friends, as we, you know, or in a weekend. But this is, I almost feel like there's some big questions for this weekend, like some big, you know how you have your big philosophical questions, like if only I would do that, would have done this or made this choice, my whole life would have been different. God, I feel like for some of us, that may be the type of questions we're asking and the type of weekend energy it is. So sitting back, who am I? Who is my authentic self? And how do I want to create that? That, my friends, is what we're here for. Creating our authentic self. Knowing who we are authentically and creating it, because we are creators. It's like a two-step process to me, is how I'm kind of getting it right now. Who are we? Who am I? Who am I? What do I want? What do I need? And then moving forward and creating it. What's the outcome I require, not desire? Ooh. For me, that just changes the whole picture. Changes like the whole game. So, all right, my friends. Now, let's do our 3-card pick with this Archangel Power Tarot card. So just think of something, maybe if you're looking for a message from Spirit, or you have something on your mind. And, you know, again, you might get some guidance. You might not. It might resonate. It might not. So don't worry about it. Of course, as we know, this is all for entertainment purposes only. But it's fun. I always enjoy this because it's just fun. I pull a card and say, well, let me see. Sometimes I pull a card and I'm like, well, that makes no sense. Sometimes I pull a card and I'm like, it helps me to see a different side of things, right? Like, oh, I never thought of it from that perspective before. I never thought of it that I had that option available to me. So I get those kind of responses more often than not. All right, when I pull cards. Okay, so here we go. Here are the 3 cards. Card 1, card 2, card 3. Think about which card resonates with you. If you picked card 1, you picked the 7 of Ariel. And it says, you have invested wisely. Have patience and wait for the harvest. Review your progress and make plans for your next endeavor. If you watched the beginning of this video or before we got to this, pick a card. Yes, you are investing. Invest wisely in yourself. know that if I plant a seed today, that doesn't mean I'm going to have a plant tomorrow. It's going to take some time for these investments in myself and these investments to grow. But I really do like it. Review your project and start to make plans for your next endeavor. If you picked card 2, 7 of Gabriel, that's a beautiful image of this woman on, looks like Pegasus. I love that. And it says, stand up for what you believe in. Have confidence. Claim your personal power. I love this, right? Claim your personal power. Oh my gosh, this light, the sun is just coming through on this card for me so much right here. It's like, yeah, claiming your personal power. 7 of Gabriel. Let me see what is Gabriel is 7 of Wands, of course. Yes, creative, moving forward, and standing up for yourself, standing up for what you believe in. Because you know what I just heard? If you do that, again, the universe will put things into place where whatever you believe in, anything that you leave open, those vacuums will fill, and you don't have to worry about them moving forward because you're claiming your personal power and you're moving forward in a positive direction. All right, there we go. And if you picked card 3, you got the number 9, which is moving forward, right? Coming to the end and kind of coming to kind of a successful conclusion to one phase of your life, but you got Epiphany. And this is Archangel Raphael. You might want to look up Archangel Raphael if you want any more information on that, just because of the fact that you got this card. But it says, joy through spiritual growth, be a light to others, answers that come through meditation. If you are an epiphany, right? If you're looking for answers, it might be a good idea to do some meditation this week and or this weekend, and to move forward. Being a light to others, and that can be just as simple as just smiling to someone. You know, you just smile, you keep a positive, a positive and joyful air about yourself, that people can say, you know what, I want to be like her, I want to be like him. And and sometimes that's all you need to do to change somebody, to have them have a better day. It maybe takes more than that, but you know what, who knows, right? But I love this for you. Joy through spiritual growth, be a light to others, answers that come through meditation. All right, my friends, as you know, Mondays are my 3-card pick-a-card shorts. Tuesdays are my super duper girl shorts. Wednesdays are my astrology tarot card readings. Thursdays are my weekly energy readings. Today, weekend energy reading with a 3-card pick. And if I'm not on YouTube on some show, then and usually I'm with Ginger Faye, but if I might be by myself, I'm actually thinking of maybe going out and doing some things by myself here, doing some shows on my own, or Ginger Faye, or someone else. You never know who might call. So there you go, my friends. I will see you next week. Namaste.